Today I'm going to look at the HYM40P lawnmower, show you how to put it together and all the rest of it. Okay, no time like the present, let's get it out of your box then, shall we? Right, okay, as you can see, I've laid everything out on the table here that comes in your box so you can see exactly what you get. First of all, you've got the main mower unit itself, and attached to it via the control cable is the upper part of the handle. Okay, we'll leave that there for the moment. We'll show you this assembly. Two bars here, which are the lower part of the mower handle. Cardboard box here. In this box are the four wheels for the lawnmower. Here we have your 45 litre grass collection bag. In here is your user manual, a spark plug socket for changing the spark plug, and the four little hub caps for the wheels once we've put them on. Next we have a quick start guide which basically explains sort of photographically what this video is explaining. So that's the quick start guide. Next we have a little form here about the importance of using petrol driven or any engine driven machinery outside, warning about the dangers of CO2 and what have you. So it's quite important that you read this just for your own safety. And finally, here we have your warranty registration sheet. Now it is quite important that you register your warranty. It shows on here exactly how to do it. You can fill this in and post it back to us, or you can do it online at Hyundai Power Equipment. But all the options are actually on the form. So if you fill in the form or read through the form and register your warranty, that's quite important. Okay, let's get on with putting the wheels on then, shall we? So the first thing we're going to do is put the wheels on your lawnmower. Okay, you'll see that when your lawnmower arrives, we'll put the handle over here out of the way, that the four bolt axles are still in the lawnmower. Now then, there are left hand and right hand threads. The ones on the right hand of your lawnmower are conventional threads. So if you're standing in the operator position, the right hand conventional threads. So anti-clockwise to undo. The ones on the left hand of the lawnmower are left-handed threads. So it's clockwise to undo them, the opposite of a conventional bolt. When you remove the bolts, I'll remove the two front ones first. Keep them separate because that bolt won't fit in there and that bolt won't fit in there. So we remove the two front bolts. Okay, so having opened the box, we'll just pull out the four wheels out of the box that comes with the lawnmower. We have the four wheels. Right then. You'll see that the wheels, if you look at them, they're all the same. They've got a boss on one side and a hollow on the other. Now the boss is going to go towards the lawnmower. And you'll also notice that you've got three holes, all with a thread in for the wheels to go into. Now those are the various heights or cutting heights you can have the mower at. Typically you'd have whichever one you choose on, whether it's very close to the ground in the top hole, somewhere in the middle, or there, would be as high up as it can go. I'm going to choose the middle position for this demonstration. So, boss faces towards the mower, hollow faces away from the mower. First thing we do is put just the bolt through the outside, then the washer, and then in this case I'm choosing the middle hole, and I'm simply going to screw the bolt into the hole. Pretty much screw this all the way in with my fingers. And then finally, as this is the right hand side, right hand thread, clockwise, that's that wheel fitted. Just spin it round, and we're going to do exactly the same. With the left hand side, bolt in the hollow, then the washer, picking the middle hole, screwing it anti-clockwise to tighten it because it's a left-hand thread, screw it all the way in. Okay. As you can see, I'm using the spark plug spanner, which doubles up as the wheel spanner. That's the front wheels fitted. Exactly the same procedure for the rear wheels. This being a left-hand thread, clockwise to unscrew, bolt in the hollow, then the washer, just pick the back of the mower up, middle hole again. Theoretically would be unscrewing a normal bolt now, but because it's the left hand side I'm screwing it up. Get it started and tighten the bolt. There we go. Just spin it right round, show you the last wheel. Again, right hand side conventional thread, undo the bolt, bolt in the hollow, on with the washer, middle hole, that one, and tighten it up. Right hand side again, so conventional thread. Here we are. Try the other end. Okay, and that's the 4 wheels fastened. Okay, so last thing to do is fit the hubcaps. There we are, and it's fitted. Now, should you need to adjust the height of the lawnmower, you're going to need to remove the hubcap to adjust the height of the wheel. You don't want either the bottom, middle or top position. To do that, simply take your screwdriver, pop it in the back and pop it off. You can get to the bolt. When you're done, replace the hubcap. The next thing we're going to do is to fit the lower handles. Now the lower handles are the two, individual bars that came in the kit. I'll just cut the little plastic bag off. There we go. Right. You'll see both handles have this protective plastic. We'll just take that off. The one handle has what we call a pigtail, this little wire bracket here. That is the right hand handle. And the other handle doesn't have one, which is the left. Now then, I'll start with the right so that you can see what I'm doing closer to you. So let's just remove this little clip, which is the cable clip. I'll show you that a little later. And at this stage, I'll remove the protective plastic. There we go. Right, so having removed the plastic, the end with a knob on is the higher part of the handle that joins to the upper handle. And in the lower part, you'll see that there's a little screw. So, going back to the toolkit, or the box spanner we used earlier on, you'll see that on the one end of it, it has a Phillips screwdriver, which is the correct screwdriver for putting that in. It fits into the handle, into a little slot in the back, and basically is a useful little screwdriver. So, okay, so using the screwdriver provided, I'll just loosen the screw off. Probably half a turn will do it just to get it out. And pop the handle down in the right hand hole. Now, a bit of a wiggle, get it right down to the bottom. Something like that. When you're in the right spot, you'll see there's a hole in the handle, or in the plastic deck, and that will line up with the hole that was in the handle. So I have to come around that side. There we are, I can see the hole there. Once I've got it in position, I can refit the screw into the handle. A couple more turns, just make sure these are tight. There we are. And that's the right hand handle fitted. Okay, I'll just repeat the operation with the left hand handle. Undo the screw. A couple of turns so it comes loose enough to undo by hand. In with the arm. That's good. Line it up. There we go. And again, using the screwdriver, tighten the screw. Nearly there. And that's the handle tight. So the next thing we're going to do is fit the upper handle. Okay. First thing we do, you'll see this is the side with the pigtail, is remove the hand wheel, the pigtail, plastic spacer and the bolt in this case. Same on the left hand side. On the left I'm going to leave the bolt in position. So we're going to pick the handle up. Now I can do this with one hand, I've done it a few times before, but I'm going to pick the handle up. Now I recommend that you fit the left hand side first because you haven't got the extra nuisance of having to fit the pigtail while you're holding with one hand. So if I put this left hand in position, hold it there, put that side over there, I'll just put that bolt through the hole just to hold it steady for the moment. Okay, I'll put the plastic spacer on this side. I'll show you how that's done in a moment when we come to do the other side. And I'll tighten up the left hand side just to hold it securely in position so that I can demonstrate exactly what I'm doing on the other side. Okay, that's that one fitted. Right, little plastic spacer has a half round one side and a flat on the other. The half round mates up with the half round on the tube, and that goes on next. There we go. Now the pigtail has a loop, circular loop, and a long loop, and it also has a bend in it. The bend needs to come inwards. You put the pigtail back on, 90 degrees up from the cable roughly, and then on with the hand wheel. Okay, once we get somewhere near with the hand wheel, I'll just hold it at roughly 90 degrees and finish tightening the hand wheel. There we go. So that's the pigtail in position, facing inwards, pretty much 90 degrees to the what's it. Now then, the next thing I'm going to do is to pull the pull start cable and put it in position in the pigtail. Now I don't want this to start because I haven't put any oil in it and I haven't put any fuel in it. So in this case it won't start. If you've ever sort of just serviced it, or you've taken the handles off and what have you, and you've got petrol and oil in the machine, or just petrol, or maybe you've drained the oil and fuel out and what have you, there could be some residual fuel in it. So just a little tip. If you don't want the mower to start, even though this hasn't been pushed, just remove the spark plug cap, and that's it. So there's no way this mower can start now. So I'll pull out the pull starter, loop it into the pigtail, and that's the pull starter in position on the handle, ready to go. One final thing, little plastic clip we took off earlier on, a little bit of housekeeping, put the plastic clip on, keeps the cable nice and tidy. And that's pretty much the handle assembled. The next step is to put oil and fuel in your machine. Now, I can't stipulate this enough. All these Hyundai lawnmowers come without the engine oil added. Now you'll see here there's a little label and it says oil not included. There's no engine oil in it. If you run it without engine oil, it will blow up very quickly. So, the label stipulates 15W40 or 10W30 engine oil. Okay? Here is the dipstick. It's also the oil filler port. Remove the dipstick. We need to put engine oil in the engine to a level that, you'll see on the dipstick, there are a series of graduations. Pour it in very slowly and give it time to go down the spout before you dip it. So, pour oil in gradually, bit by bit, put the dipstick in, don't screw it in, just put it to position to touch and back out again. When the oil on the dipstick comes up to a point where it's at the top of the serrations, you have the correct amount of engine oil. But as I said, allow the oil time to go down the spout. If you pour oil in and then dip it, you'll be dipping into the oil that's in the spout, not the level in the engine. Once you've got the correct level, replace the dipstick and just screw it down quite firmly so that you don't have any leaks. Once you've finished, you can remove this label just to get it out of the way. You know, it shouldn't be there, it's just for your advice. But as I said, oil is not included in this machine in the engine when you receive it. 15W40, 10W30 engine oil. Okay, the next thing, fuel. Now, this is a 4-stroke petrol engine. It's 90 overhead valve engine, it's 99 cc's. And to fill it with fuel, remove the filler cap, remove the warning label. Clean, fresh, unleaded petrol. No two-stroke additives, anything like that. As I said, it's a 4-stroke overhead valve engine. Clean, fresh, unleaded petrol. Don't fill it right to the top. If you fill it right to the top, it's more likely to splash back when you're filling it, what have you, and cover your mower in petrol and what have you. Never fill your mower when it's hot. I mean, should you spill petrol, there's a very hot exhaust here, which is going to be hot if you've just run it. There is a chance of ignition and flames and what have you. Should you spill a bit of petrol, make sure you give it plenty of time to evaporate and dry it up, you know, what have you, before you start the lawnmower. So, okay, clean, fresh, unleaded petrol. Once you've got your petrol in, replace the cap. Right, and that's pretty much the oil and fuel in your mower. So the next thing I'm going to do is the starting procedure for your mower. Okay, having filled it with engine oil and fresh unleaded petrol, first thing I'm going to do in this instance is to replace the spark plug cap that I removed earlier. There we are. So everything's safe, we now have oil and fuel. I've put the spark plug cap back on. Here we have a primer bulb and it acts a bit like a choke. So fuel is in the machine, I need to prime the carburetor. 5 pushes of this primer bulb here, 3, 4, 5, and that should be the mower ready to go. Then, this is what we call the OPC handle, operator present control. So only when the operator is present up at that end, away from anything dangerous, and has pulled this handle, will the mower start. So we've primed it, pulled the handle back, and then basically pull start your lawnmower. Once the mower's started, it's pretty much ready to go. The blade will be spinning and you're ready to cut grass. When you want the engine to stop, or you need to change the basket or what have you, or empty the basket, simply let go of that handle and the mower will stop. So, just to run through it again. 5 pushes of the primer bulb, pull the handle and start the lawnmower. To stop the lawnmower, let go of the handle. If the lawnmower's warm, it's quite possible that you won't need to push the primer bulb. So if you're in the middle of mowing your lawn, empty your basket, you've done a few strips, you probably won't need to push the primer bulb. Just empty your basket back on, pull the handle, start the mower back up, and off to go again. Let go of the handle and the mower stops. Simple as that. That's pretty much the operating procedure. Just a little bit about the operation of the lawnmower. I mean, we've been through the start and stop procedure, but you'll need to put your grass collection basket on and off. You can use the mower as basically a cut and drop. And what will happen as you go along, the grass will come out of the back here and drop straight onto the floor. So that would be the cut and drop, the normal sort of way of doing it. Okay, but most people use the cut and collect. Now, this is your 45 litre grass, catcher bag, and it fits very simply onto the back of the mower, and I'll show you how. Okay, if you lift the flap up, you will see that there are 2 hooks, one on either side. On the basket, there are 2 pins. Basically, the pins sit on the hooks, and that's the basket fitted. It's as simple as that. When you want to change it, take the basket away, empty it in your compost heap, offer it back to, back in position. Simple as that. That's fitting the grass basket. Okay, great features on this little lawnmower, as I said. 3-point height adjustment. We talked about how to do that earlier on when we used this would be double up as a spark plug spanner. When we put the wheels on, you saw we had a row of 3 holes. So simply pop off the hubcaps, undo the bolts. Remember, left side left-hand thread, right side right-hand thread. And either pick the lower, middle or top hole. Keep all 4 wheels in the same hole, otherwise you're going to be wonky. You can't have these ones in the top and that one on the bottom. You'll be leaning like that and that won't be fun at all. So, if you're using middle hole on that one, middle hole on all 4, bottom hole all 4, top hole all 4. The lowest hole would be for the longest length of grass, and the highest hole up on the mower raises the wheels up and would give you the shortest grass. Simple as that. That's the height adjustment. I mean, as I said earlier on, it's got a 99cc overhead valve 4-stroke engine, fresh unleaded petrol. It's brilliant. I mean, this mower, let me just show you. I mean, I'm not a big fella, I'm not a strong fella, but there's nothing to it. It's a lightweight lawnmower. It's got a great, strong plastic deck. I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, it's a wonderful machine. Another great little feature of this machine is at the operator end, you've got a really nice, soft grip handle. I mean, it's comfortable in the hand. So, nice soft grip handle, great in the hand. It's a nice feature. I hope you found this video helpful. I've been Adrian, and happy mowing.